off to learn our first part of the fingerstyle blues. Now, if you want to hear the whole piece and you found this video by accident, you guys can click on the annotation right here or find the link in the description. Also, I have a few more other lessons on the genre if you'd like to have a crack at those and have some fun. And let's get started. Today we're going to learn this little fast part intro into a nice finger picking part with rhythm. Now, that little riff I played at the end, we're going to do it on the next video because we want to focus in this video to learn a nice little intro along with the pattern of the bass and the melody being blended together. So I hope I can explain it well enough so you guys can learn it today. Okay, now let's mute with the left hand the guitar strings, just softly touching. So we'll practice a little bit with the right hand. That little intro, it's not hard at all, but we gotta focus that we have a double thumb on the third string. What do I mean? Let's plug the third string with the thumb, and then on the first string with the index. Now we go back to the third string with the thumb, but we want to plug 2 times. 1, 2, and then index. 1, 2, and then index. Alright? So we have thumb, index, thumb, thumb, index, thumb, thumb, index, thumb. Now the second time you play the thumb, the third time around, you want to plug along with the index together. Don't worry about remembering the order, because once we put the left hand, it's going to make more sense, and the music will be your guide on how many times you do it and when it's finished. So we have a nice little slide here to begin with. We're going to place our left hand badass finger, middle finger, on the first fret of the third string, and then the ring finger goes on the first fret of the first string. And right there you want to plug with your thumb and slide 3 frets down on the 4th fret. What's that? And then with your index, the first string. Now you notice the fingers are still in the same places as we left them. We just changed, not strings, but we changed frets. And then plug with your thumb the 3rd string while still on the 4th fret, and lift up 3rd fret, and then index, then thumb, thumb again, but this time on the second time we move again, 1 fret up, index, thumb, thumb, but here just lift up the ring finger and slide 1 fret up with the middle finger on the 3rd string on the 1st fret, and plug thumb and index together. I hope it doesn't get too confusing, guys. Just play it along with me slowly and you'll get a feel with the sound. Now once you plug that, because you're going to be doing it a little bit faster, you will have a nice resonance coming out, and you might want to stop it with using the skin of your pinky. Alright, and right there we want to have just 3 notes of a bass. That's on the middle bass, open 1st and 2nd fret. Going with the index and middle finger. We keep the middle finger where it is, and we use the rest of the fingers now to shape a B7. Now you put your index down. Now remember, keep the middle finger where it is, but put your index down on the 1st fret of the 4th string, counting from down up. That's our last bass right here. Then your ring finger down on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and your pinky down and squeeze it under the other fingers on the 1st fret, on the 2nd fret of the 1st string. And you really don't need the index there, guys, but I put it there because it makes a resonant sounds. Long story short, I prefer to always shape full chords to get better resonance. Now use your index to plug the 3rd string once, and then with your ring finger the 1st string, then go with your middle finger on the 2nd, and then index again 3rd string. A little bit jumpy feel, it's going to make it sound a little bit bass notes, and then we have. Now let's break that down. What we do there is we just hold down an E chord. Just in case you don't know the E chord, it is a basic chord. We use our middle finger to go on the middle bass, that's the 5th string, on the 2nd fret, ring finger on the 2nd fret again, but on the one under it, the 4th string, the last bass, and your index goes on the 1st fret of the 3rd string. So you have a nice E chord. Right here, let's just try to do a little alternation between index and middle. Let's pick the 3rd string with the index, lift up your index also of the left hand, but still keep the other 2 fingers there. Pluck that string, and while it's ringing, put down your index back on the 1st fret. Okay? Now we just did a nice little hammer on there. Then with your middle finger, pluck the 2nd string open. Now everything will be happening on the 2nd string. Index plucks the 2nd string, put down your pinky, I hope you can see it from there, put down your pinky on the 2nd fret of that 2nd string and pluck with your index. Lift up the pinky and play open the 2nd string with your middle. Then down with the pinky again, but this time on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string and pluck with your index. Lift up the pinky again, open, middle finger, and then down with your pinky on the 2nd fret again, index, lift up, open with the middle. I hope it's not too confusing, guys, but it's not really difficult if you imagine it. The pinky goes down on the 2nd, up, down on the 3rd, up, down on the 2nd, and it has this little up and down change. And if you just hear it a little bit put together, it should sound like this. Here's that nice groove to it, yeah? And it's important to try to alternate between the 2 fingers because that's going to come in handy when we add the bass. It doesn't make much sense why it's going to come in handy when the bass comes, but in this case, every time we plug with the index, now it doesn't apply to all songs of course, but in this one it does, so it's a very helpful way of getting started. Every time we plug with the index, we add the thumb as well. Now let's see what the bass does. Keep that E major chord, and the basses will be top bass, middle bass, bottom bass, middle bass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So how do we put them together? Let's go together. Shape the E and plug with your index of your right hand the 3rd string as we did before, but lifting the index, remember, and doing the hammer on. And when you plug together with the thumb the top bass string, so you have the bass along with it. Now every time you plug with your middle finger, you don't want to put a bass. Let's call that the upbeat. And plug that 2nd open string, and now put down your pinky of the left hand down on the 2nd fret as we did on the melody, and plug the middle bass, that's right the next bass that's coming with the index. Lift up and play open, down with the pinky and play the bottom bass. You see, index, thumb again. Then open, then middle bass here, then open. Now I took it very slow, but if you move a little bit faster and think that every time you plug with your index, the bass is coming, you'll be able to get there. Things, but none of them told me exactly how to do it note by note. They just showed me how to play the bass, then the bottom part, and then just practice to put them together. But now we have a solid thinking method and also practice method to do it. Alright, now you want to play that about 2 times and then change to an A chord. Now this is actually an A7, but because we're not using this string, we are using only what's in the A, and very similar sound, just a little bit difference in the technique. And let's see what we do there. show both parts together now. We're getting more advanced. We're going to place down our middle finger of the left hand on the first fret of the 4th string, that's our bottom bass, and our ring finger down on the first fret of the 2nd string. Now, we really don't need the middle here because it's not going to sound in the slide, we're not plucking it, but we have to be fast ready for the next bass alteration. And good news, we're not changing through 3 basses. This time we're only changing the middle, the bottom, the middle, the bottom, the middle, the bottom. That might make it even easier than the first part, yes? Alright, let's plug now the middle bass along with the index, the 2nd string. And right when you plug it, as we did before on the hammer-on on the E, we're just gonna slide 1 fret down. So we have this similar effect of the hammer-on. Alright, but it's on the A. So we get a nice little shape right here, plug both together. Open the first string with your middle, the upbeat. And as you come down with the pinky on the first string, on the 2nd fret, plug the bottom bass this time. Lift up the pinky, play open the first string with your middle finger. Then middle bass, down with the pinky on the 3rd fret, and index of the right hand. Up with the pinky. Here comes the middle offbeat, and put the basses together. Alright, it is a little bit slower, but this time non-stop. Finished it there. I just played the middle bass and the first string, but a little bit fast, like an unrolling. Begin. Alright, just so we're ready to do our next riff. With a nice little bend right there, but I don't want to make the video lessons too long. Just take this little piece, have fun with it. Practice with it. I'm sure you'll be playing it tonight, and by next week you'll finish the whole lesson and have fun with your friends with this piece because it's very nice and bluesy. And if you have a friend that also sings the blues or has a nice voice for the blues, just have him talk while you play and people will have so much fun with it. Alright guys, that's it. Make sure you join us on Facebook or check us out also on the YouTube channel to subscribe for more cool guitar videos on your way. Thank you for watching again. God bless, guys.